We are live at prisonplanet.tv for the rest of the broadcast. This man, here on your screen, Jason Bermas, is riding shotgun with us. Bermas, you lived down here for what, 5 months?
About four and a half, yeah.
Yeah, it was really great having you down here, and it's like old times to have you back. And we're just now about to move the next week or so out of this office. We're building the radio studio and the TV studio, and it's trying to save money and order stuff, off eBay and stuff for the parts, because we couldn't afford it if we bought even the low-grade stuff for real TV studios. Or on radio, we got some decent equipment, but that's getting built up. That's happening. Have we given you a tour of the new office yet?
Yeah, I was actually down there the last time, the last day that I was here before I flew out. I went down there, and I was with Tim's sister, and I got the whole tour of the whole place. It's exciting, Alex.
Yeah, but now it's all
place.
filled up. Yeah, it's like 7,800 square feet. This is 2,200.
Yeah, I haven't
We're
been
crammed in here like
though.
Sardines. And we had another little satellite office because this wasn't big enough. We're getting rid of both these. We just got rid of the other one. We're getting rid of this one. And thanks to everybody's support out there. I want to go to phone calls and talk about all the insane news here today. But I was going to have you just do the show today, but then Ventura's like, let's get Dean on. Let's try to help him. And so I came in. I'm not trying to be a wimp. I'm not like Ventura, man. 3 hours sleep after 2 days of tiring shooting. I'm fried right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, I am just really tired right now.
But how good does it feel to get that response? I mean, he said his phone's off the hook, the website's all over the place. You might help this guy win a 1 in 100 election. I mean, we only have 2 senators per state. This is a huge election. To get an independent on the Senate floor would be very big. So I hope this continues all day. I know you're rebroadcast all day on AM and FM, shortwave, of course, on the internet. I don't want people to let up. Let's get this guy elected. At least we'll have 1 win in this election season.
Well, it's the will to resist. I mean, it's all, and of course there's election fraud, but I found with Minnesota, and I've studied the states, and we've had all the voting experts on, Florida's real bad, California's real bad, New York, New Hampshire, all those key states, but Minnesota has some electronic machines, some fraud, but the people are so involved there with, you heard him, 80-something%, highest voter turnout in the country on average. I mean, they're really active there. They've had a lot of problems putting in their fraudulent systems, and that's why we've been seeing some independents and people get in there. But hey, the video, the problem is we have 3 cameras that shot about 3.5 hours of footage at Willie's house. We were there about 4, but we shot for 3.5 hours. We had some behind-the-scenes discussions that we didn't want to tape. So imagine we have all those tapes. Then we have about 2 hours to tape per camera, 3 cameras, with Ventura driving around in the days he was here, day and a half he was here, or a little more than a day and a half. Point is, came in Saturday, left today. All this going on, that we're going to get this up for everybody. People are like, oh, yeah, interesting, Willie Nelson and Ventura and Alex Jones. No, there's some incredible stuff. Now, some of it was off record. We're not going to get into. I guess the cameras were off, so it doesn't matter. But without getting into too much of what's going on and some of the things Ventura and I are up to with TV and things, just those discussions. And Willie's usually doesn't talking a lot, said a lot. These are some powerful videos that are going to be out on prisonplanet.tv.
Absolutely, and to have Willie Nelson sit there with an independent like Jesse Ventura and really a maverick like yourself and discuss the issues that still matter. 9/11 still matters. This presidential election still matters. We talked about the bailout with us and that criminal enterprise. We talked about farming and how they've made that into a criminal enterprise. So, it was just so awesome, Alex. I mean, this is an icon. This is somebody who's not going to be around forever. I mean, Willie's 75 years old. We will make these interviews live on forever. And that's what's great about what we do. Our work will live on far beyond, Alex Jones, Jason Bermas, Jesse Ventura, Willie Nelson. And to have somebody with that much influence, I mean, you saw those people going crazy for him last night when he was on stage, 6,000 people roaring for Willie Nelson. Well, it's more like probably 60 million worldwide that listen to what he has to say. So I'm so stoked what we've been able to accomplish in the last 2 days. I'm so excited to put this out for other people to listen to other people to see. And when you see, again, how this man lives, you won't believe it. I mean, it's a real modest living.
And by the way, I was like, you're sure you want us to take cameras in your house, in your bedroom, in your back rooms, in your... And he was like, come on.
Yeah, he's like, just come on in. No, everything's good. I don't care if you roll. And I was just like, wow. And he had that awesome balcony. I mean, I guess some people have seen some of the pictures that we put up so they can see that skyline. But it's really incredible, man. And
he's got all these hills and mountains all around him. He's up on top of it.
Yeah, and it's, like you said.
The point is, it's always great to be up on a big vista, but with Willie Nelson and Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, and Nelson talking about how, again, at that age, how he's on 200 venues a year live, and then working even more than that.
And making 2 or 3 movies a year.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's even built his own little, kind of like Western studio place. It's kind of like you're going into one of those old villages. And then they
built it in the 70s, and because it's old churches and real old buildings they brought in from all over Texas, it's like you're in the real deal with the weeds growing up. I mean, it's not like it's even a fake town.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura said it was like being in Gunsmoke. He was just waiting for somebody to walk out of the saloon and take out their 6-shooter. So I thought that was great. It was just an incredible time. We're sitting there, we're looking at the Red-Headed Stranger poster. We're looking at just Willie throughout the years in the background, and he doesn't really care about himself. I mean, he's just listening to a little radio and hanging out behind the bar. It was just the coolest thing ever. I mean, how about the shot of him on the lawnmower? He just did that recently.
He just suddenly jumps out of the truck, me and Willie riding around in his truck.
Yeah, absolutely. And he looked like he was having a grand old time. You see the last video he shot with Woody Harrelson was all up at his house, and he has a little track race. We even got to meet some of his family. They were very nice people. I mean, what an experience, folks. I mean, what an experience. And the way Jesse was mobbed when we actually went to the backyard in the back, I mean, you couldn't walk 5 feet without somebody coming up to Ventura and being, "Oh, Jesse, I need a picture right now. Jesse, I love what you do."
And I mean, just as an indicator of how far our movement's gone, we were mobbed by the people.
Oh, yeah.
Not just in the front, but in the backstage.
Oh, yeah, there were plenty of people
myself
coming up to
included.
You.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, people. Alex, I love what you do. Thank you so much.
So it shows we're really having an effect.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people have to get ready to win. You have to get ready for us to get Best Actress this year, and German defense ministers, and Italian former president, and Hollywood people, and Bruce Willis, and Rick Linklater, and Naomi Wolf, all these mainline liberals. We have to be ready to win. We have to be ready to wake up conservatives and liberals. We have to be ready to have icons come to our aid, because that's showing their courage to speak out. And I have to say, some of Willie's folks are scared of what he's doing with us. He's been death threatened quite a bit for coming on this show, and he hasn't given in to it. And but some of the people around him don't like it, and so that's something that has to be understood too. There are people out there that are doing everything they can to stop this information from coming out. We've been getting a lot of death threats here at the office lately, and some people are even signing their names onto them. And we're so busy fighting the New World Order that we're not even stopping to to deal with that. But everything that's happening is so exciting. And I know folks are really chomping at the bit to see all these behind-the-scenes video, because that's the key. Also, the live little speeches we did there, some of the reports we did from the venue. So that is all coming up. Bermas, you never turn your cell phone off when you come in studio.
I try. Sorry,
but you're like holding it instead of turning it off. Just take it out and turn it off.
Turning it off, sir.
You're a little. Well, no, I mean, I know it's radical to say turn your cell phone off. Hey, look at mine. It's turned off.
See, mine's busted. It's hard to turn off. All right, there we go. Got it done. Oh,
you're giving me that.
You've got my cell phone, good sir.
You put these on both sides of my head and cook my brain.
How about Jesse Ventura refusing to carry a cell phone?
I love the government. I love the New World Order. The government's good. They never lie. Everything's fine. Sure, they're talking about martial law all over the news and rioting and police state, but it's safe. Oh, the government loves me. All right. I'm going to keep this for the duration of the broadcast. Like the teacher, I'm going to set it right over here.
All right.
You want this.
Oh.
Take me and strike me down with it. All of your power.
It's hard not to be hooked in, Alex. I mean, I guess I kind of envy Ventura because he won't carry around a cell phone. But how is anyone going to get in touch with that man while he's down in Mexico? I guess it's just not going to happen.
That's the plan.
Yeah, I know that is the plan. Good for him. I can't leave society.
I know where he lives now. He told me about
Oh, yeah, that's right. We talked about his whole deal. And, dude, again, just awesome. I mean, Jesse Ventura's talking about how he's powering his whole home down there by solar energy. Getting off the grid.
And again, people say, who cares about celebrities? Well, the point is the culture does. They're mad with it. They're obsessed with it. And to have big celebrities coming out for 9/11 Truth, coming out against the war, coming out against the New World Order, that is the shift in society. And the establishment is scared. And then to find out that, Jesse Ventura is so real, too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know a lot of celebrities, and these are two super genuine guys compared to most celebrities. I mean, just so real.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just one time. They didn't just come on your show one time. They keep pressing the issue, and there continues to be other people that aren't just celebrities. For instance, who is it? The Japanese parliamentary member, what is it, Fujita, I believe his name is?
Yeah.
He just went again and did a 25-minute speech before Parliament on 9/11 truth, and he keeps pressing that issue in Japan, and that is very important.
And he's one of the top leaders in his party.
That's right, and it's the opposition party. It's one of the two main parties over there, and for him to get up in front of those politicians and say what he's saying is so beneficial to our movement. It gives us a global credibility that we're going to need to topple these tyrants. We need more people in governments around the world to start talking about this. We need more celebrities to start talking about this. We need more mainline talk show hosts to start talking about this stuff. And I think Jesse Ventura, Willie Nelson, Charlie Sheen, Rosie O'Donnell, these are great ways to get it out because they do have that influence.
And
it
creates a big media circus, which then people hear about 9/11 truth. They hear about government-sponsored terror. And people say, well, that was 7 years ago. If we don't expose 9/11, at least to the public mind, much less convictions, then they will continue to carry it out over and over again. They continue to use it to take your freedoms.
That's right, and it's not like 9/11 is an isolated incident. We know the 7/7 bombings in Europe, in London, had drills going on at the same exact time of the same exact train stations being blown up. I mean, is that a coincidence, Alex? Of course it's not a coincidence. And the real key to that not being a coincidence, and this being more state-sponsored terror,